Sometimes you get terrible characters on your team. Example, Fire Emblem 9 has a character called Makalov. I don't understand the point you're making. What if, hear me out. What if, instead of getting a terrible character that I think is awful on my team, what if instead they just made another cool character? Like, I can't imagine why you would want the opposite. Like, Ryo being annoying doesn't have to be that way. There wasn't someone holding a gun to the head of the Digimon Survive developers saying, yo, you gotta make a character that is mad annoying and absolutely sucks. You have to. No other option. What, you wanna make another cool or interesting character that could maybe not say mommy 47 times every sentence and just sit in the corner being like, oh, we're all dead, it's all over, we're all gonna die, everyone else is trying their best to keep us alive, but I'm just gonna complain in the corner and be like, ah, it's all over, and oh, this Digimon's trying his best to be my friend and keep me alive, but I'm gonna just treat him like crap, etc., etc. Not every person is amazing, right? I personally like differences in characters. You're arguing from a bad faith statement. I'm not saying that every character has to be the same or has to act the same way. Minoru and Aoi are not similar characters at all. They're completely different archetypes. I'm interested in like both of them, and same for Kaito. Kaito is different and neat and all that. And they also have their flaws that I'm like when Aoi was like, oh, we should stay here, like she was against my thought of the other characters were like, we need to go exploring. She was against that at first. That didn't make me think she was a bad character because she made a dumb decision. I was just like, that's a little stupid of you, but you're still a cool character overall. You don't need every character to be the same or be like amazing. You can have characters and they can make mistakes, etc., etc. But you don't have to have your character be as awful and annoying as Ryo. Like, some characters are bad, and you do not have to have characters that are bad. It just makes no sense. I also heavily disagree with the idea that people who are like Ryo is being the most realistic. First of all, I don't need 100%. You need to have some level of, realism in games and whatnot. But I do not like when games are 100% beholden to realism, where they're like, oh, if we couldn't have this happen, like, if we don't think this is how it would go down in the real world, then we absolutely cannot do it. Like, if this game was realistic, there wouldn't be ghost children and Digimon running around, and we wouldn't have been magically transported to an island. You know? So, I just, like... That's just how I feel. If you feel differently, that's fine, but don't be like, oh, you think all characters should be perfect or something. Because no, I absolutely don't think that. I just think that you can do like a flawed character or even a less interesting character, whatever, a different character, without having it be crazy, annoying, whiny baby treats his Digimon partner like crap, like Ryo does. I also, I would really like to know, are you telling me that you've never played a game or watched a show where there's a character that you just don't like? Are you like, oh, no, dude, every character is always, however they're written, it's good because they're different. That makes, I just don't understand. Do you never watch or play anything where you're like, man, that character sucks, I wish they had done better with them, or done something different, or they just weren't even there? You're telling me every single media property you've ever interacted with in your life, you've been like, oh yeah, this is good because they're just different. That makes no sense to me. That makes no logical sense to me. Why isn't it working? Why? I can't call my mom. Why do you want to return to the real world? I don't belong here. This isn't my world. Takuma and the others all hate me. I know because they all treat me like dead weight. That's because you act like dead weight! They're trying to use those monsters of theirs to get rid of me. What?! Like I said, you hate them as a person but love the character? No! That is two different things! That is two different things! I hate Ryo as a character, the end. In all senses of the word. disliking a character, like, I'll take another example from Naruto. Danzo. Character that I hate his actions and what he did, but as a, like, what he does in the series is fitting and makes Naruto a better series as a villain because he's a bad guy and all. Sakura from Naruto, very annoying, acts like an idiot a lot of the time, do not like her. I think Naruto would be better if she was written differently or just not even a part of it. That's not, like, Sakura is not a character that was written to be hated and that makes Sakura a good character. I think Sakura was a poorly written character and that makes me dislike her in every sense of the word. That's how I feel with Ryo. It's not that like, oh, Ryo is annoying and that's good because it makes me hate him. That doesn't make any sense. They're trying to use those monsters of theirs to get rid of me. Aw, is that how it looks to you? That's why I want to go back to my world, back to my home. But it's okay, any minute now, Mom will call me and then I'll be saved. Just how long do you need to keep deluding yourself? You should know better than anyone that your mother is never gonna call you. Yes, that's right. Is he gonna like say his mom is dead or something? Mom was always sick. I wanted to spend more time with her, but the doctor said no. All right, yeah, your mom's already dead from a sickness, okay. I tried so hard. Whenever I was lonely, she'd tell me to be strong, but those were her last words. Yes, that's right. Mom's dead. Of course she's not gonna call. Of course not. This dude needs a therapist. Yes, now I get it. Now it all makes sense. I've died and this is the afterlife, which means Mom must be somewhere close by. That's it, isn't it? You're here, aren't you, Mom? Aw, please come get me. This kid is done for. He's completely snapped. Hey, Kunamon. There you are, but I'm afraid you're too late. Wait, I think I see something. Something in the fog. Yes, it's Mom. I knew she'd come for me. Mom, I'm here. You can see for yourself. Your precious Ryo has lost all touch with reality. Precious? Precious? You want me to come to you? Okay, wait for me, Mom. I'll be right there. Ryo, Haru! Here, I found them. They're both okay. What a relief. Saki, your face is a mess from all those tears. I'm so glad we found them, though. Yes, and now we must make haste. The fog is starting to spread. Hey, call me crazy, but is Ryo running into the fog? What?
Mama!
I just hate this kid, dude. Ryo, doesn't sound like he's doing too well. Yeah, I thought I heard him laughing. Oh no. Guys, this is not looking good. The fog is getting real dense. You're right, this is bad. Ryo, Haru, you're both in danger. Get over here, quick! What's that? Looking to where Aoi is pointing, I see a black shadow. Am I seeing things? It looked like some sort of tentacle came out of that shadow. Many hands. He's gonna be taken into the Gate of Truth from Brotherhood. No way. It's heading straight for Ryo? Oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. That thing looks like real bad news. Like, I don't want to, but Chad'll pitch a fit, I feel like, if I just go out of my way to get him killed. I guess we'll help. Like, the dude needs therapy. Takuma, stop! Agumon, isn't there anything we can do? No, not a thing. That's just how it works. But, no. Ryo, what's wrong with you? Get out of there! Ryo, you need to run! Ryo, why? Why won't you run? I think he's saying something? I finally got to see you again, Mom. And now we'll always be together. Please don't leave me again. What? What? Oh my goodness. Okay, game. The fog. It took him. Huh. What? That's horrible. No way. I can't believe this. No. No. Oh, there's Kunamon. I didn't see him there next to Haru. Somehow, in a way that I don't fully understand, I can tell that Kunamon is sad. What? Not Kunamon too. No, I like Kunamon. Why did they put such a cool Digimon with such a loser? He's disappearing. It can't be. Kunamon's disappearing. That really sucks. I like Kunamon. Wait, hold on. Ryo has to still be there, right? No. What? Miyuki? Why is she shaking her head like that? Is she telling me I should give up? What happened to Ryo was he gave up on himself? Dude, he gave up on himself day one. So this world consumed him. It seems like Ryo's straight up dead. I don't really know what I was supposed to do differently to stop that. Dude, straight up, if you like Ryo, whatever, more power to you. I think he was a really, really annoying character. I understand what they were going for with his character. I think they presented it horribly because in my eyes, they did not give Ryo any redeeming qualities whatsoever. Literally, if they had just done anything to make Ryo even the, smallest bit likable, then I probably still wouldn't really like him, but I would not just think he's complete crap. But as a character, I just think he's worthless. Even after the fog lifted and the shadow vanished, there was still no sign of Ryo. I am really upset that we lose Kunamon as a result of this. They could have at least let me keep Kunamon as, a free Digimon to get to use. Relegate him to being one of the free Digimon. Maybe I'll have a chance to recruit a Kunamon later or something, I don't know. But it does really suck to not get to use Kunamon anymore. I'm not really sure what Haru meant by what he told me, but I do know one thing for certain. Ryo is dead. Well, sucks for him. I saw the word spoilers come out twice in chat, so I'm not reading chat right now. After all that, Shuuji eventually got us to calm down and we returned to the school. Leave it to Shuuji to step up in a situation like that and get us all back safely. Really? You say that like we expect Shuuji to accomplish that myriad times, but I feel like he doesn't. Kaito was next to recover. He was all ready to go to the amusement park and find Miu. But the rest of us managed to convince him to come back to the school instead. Shuuji made the case that we could search more effectively after we'd regrouped. Yeah, that's fair. But also, I feel where Kaito's coming from. You literally just saw one of the other kids frigging die. Honestly, if I was Kaito, I would not blame Kaito at all. If he was 100% absolutely not, I'm finding my little sister before she dies. I would not blame him slightly. After seeing what happened to Ryo, even Kaito must have realized the need for caution. Everyone else was pretty upset and shaken from having witnessed Ryo's death. It was dark by the time we got back and we were exhausted. Nobody bothered with dinner. But we all just starved. The others mostly seemed to collapse into sleep, though I found that impossible. My mind kept coming back to the same thought. Surely there must have been something more I could have done. I don't know what more I could have done. Maybe I needed to, like, get his affinity up more in dialogue conversations or something, and then maybe he wouldn't go insane? What... You know, who needs therapy when you can just have one dude agree with you in, like, 3 conversations, am I right, fellow gamers? Maybe if we'd all worked together, or if I'd been more determined, or... Yeah, dude, I played Undertale. Determination. If I hadn't let Agumon stop me, moved with more determination, could I have saved them? No, it wouldn't have mattered. What could I have done against something even Agumon and the others find terrifying? It's starting to get cold. If I stay like this, I'll probably end up getting sick. Even if I can't sleep, maybe I should just lie down for a while. Where's my water?
Takuma.
I wonder who said that. Was it maybe Agumon? I was taking a drink of my water. I don't know if it's safe for me to look at chat yet. How you guys doing, chat? You can say whatever you want right now. I'm not looking. That's not true. Don't say whatever you want. That was a joke. Huh? Agumon? Takuma, are you alright? You seem kinda out of it. I've been thinking about Ryo. Okay. There must have been something we could have done to save him. Maybe if we'd started earlier. I knew when he couldn't open up to Kunemon, when he got so scared of Dakugumon. How he acted in that classroom, on the trail, or even just talking with him, it was clear. Well, why didn't you, like, do something then, Takuma? Like, why didn't you? Oh, joke's on you, 96 Chaser. Free burger for every streamer who sees this chat. I saw out of the corner of my eye Lone Wolf's mod sword, and I was like, it's probably safe to look at chat right after you put your message. I'll take my free burger with, nothing on it, no cheese or anything. I prefer a double patty, and, you can just mail it to me. That'll be fine. I prefer travel by camel, personally. If you could have a camel deliver it to me, but I'll take whatever's most convenient for you. Got him. Got him! How he acted in that classroom, yada yada, it was clear. I knew he was struggling, but I didn't help him. Yeah, I mean, like, listen, I hated Ryo, but kind of a dick move by Takuma to be like, yeah, dude, I noticed, but just let him spiral! I just let him suffer. So, chat, is it literally just as simple as... if I had gotten, like, 1 or 2 more dialogue options or spent a little more time with Ryo, he wouldn't have died? Is that literally all there is to it? Because I feel like I picked the best option at the last moment there to, like, try and save him. Like, oh, let's try and get him. No, a resounding spread of no's. It's super dumb? How do you do it, then? What do you have to do? Only an NG+? What? Would you recommend this game? I don't feel comfortable telling someone... I don't feel comfortable recommending this game as a negative or a positive, to be honest. Especially because I haven't finished it yet. So I don't know what to tell you. 96 Chaser, thank you so much for the tier 1 gift sub. That'll buy me a burger. Thank you very much. So there is a route where you save Ryo, but you can only do it in NG+? He's destined to die on first playthrough no matter what? How do other players feel about that? What's the community at large feel about that? My instinct is to say I hate that, but I also don't care about Ryo. If they, like, did that for, like, Aoi or Minoru, I would hate it. Like, I would be like, that's super dumb. Because this is a game about decisions, and the game developers even say, like, you know, your choices will affect if people die or not, but then it's like, oh, but also, like, the first character out the gate, he's guaranteed dead. Also, that's a really good point. Someone just said they miss Kunamon. You're guaranteed, like, you cannot use Kunamon until UNG+. I actually hate it. Now I, like, super hate it. Like, at first I was kind of on the fence, but now I'm like, that's super dumb. To deny a player the ability to, like, enter, and it, like, I don't see how you could like Ryo, but if someone liked Ryo and they were like, oh, I was really interested in having, like, you know, the first playthrough is kind of something special a lot of the time, right? You only get to play a game for the first time once. And to, like, just literally have no choice whatsoever to be able to affect that at all in a game that advertised itself as, like, your decisions will decide if people live or die is, like, that's, like, really stupid. Especially when that character is linked to a Digimon that you might want to use. Like, just being cut out of Kunamon entirely really sucks. I do like how someone says hardly anyone has a problem with it, and there are, like, at least 4 or 5 people in chat being like, it's very dumb, I hate it. But that's actually, like, really, really stupid. It's, like, the ultimate illusion of choice. So, yeah, that's, like, I think that's really bad, honestly. I think that's, like, especially because, like, I definitely see the appeal. I definitely see the appeal of people who go into a game. Like, I've never played the game, but I watched a lot of people play Until Dawn. Until Dawn is, like, the only, like, horror-esque game I've ever seen that I enjoyed watching. I didn't like playing it myself, but when Until Dawn, for those of you who know what that is, when that came out, a lot of people on YouTube and stuff were doing it. I didn't play it myself because I'm not into horror games, but I watched other people play it, and I was actually pretty invested in the story and all. And a lot of people were going for, like, trying to make sure they kept everyone alive, and that was possible. That was something you could do out the gate and whatnot. But then, to have this game be like, nah, dude, you gotta go through an entire 60-hour game where, like, you don't get a choice, and then when you NG+, I guess we'll let you pick or whatever, dude. Like, go for it. But I think it's, like, I think it's kind of dumb. I also see some people saying, like, this means that, like, the first time you play the game is, like, quotation marks, normal ending, and then NG+ is, like, the true ending. That's mad stupid. I really hate that. I'm all for, like, true endings in games if you can get them in one go. Even if it's, like, I'm cool if the game is, like, go through the game, finish the main story, but then, like, after you finish the main story, if you go do, like, this post-game dungeon or something, then boom, you unlock, like, true ending or whatever, and you don't have to replay all 50+ hours of the game, etc. Like, I'm cool with that as far as true endings go. Or if it's just, like, really obvious. Like, in Persona 5 Royal, it's possible to miss the Maruki, like, true ending of Royal, and you just end at Yaldabaoth, which is the original Persona 5 ending. But that's gonna be, like, to do that, you would have to ignore, like, Maruki, Kasumi, and Akechi, who are all very forward-facing, like, hey, these are super important characters, we really point them out to you, you really need to go up these guys with, get their ranks up and all that, etc. Here's warnings and flashes of, like, oh no, you need to do it now. So that, like, that's hard to miss, kinda. So, it's like, it's kind of dumb. I also, someone in chat just said learning that Ryo has to die made me care less about saving the others, because who cares about the first playthrough? You can't get, like, whatever the true ending or the perfect ending anyway. I also really agree with that, to be honest. Like, you know, I'm gonna try and keep the other characters I like alive, but if I'm coming at it from the angle of, like, oh, well, I have to NG+ to see the true ending anyway, like, I may as well just not even care. Like, this version of the story is already guaranteed to be, like, the quotation marks lesser version, or, like, the not as good version. So why do I care about doing my best or, like, really planning out my responses to try to keep people alive? I'm like, yeah, whatever, I'll just pick whatever and see what happens and then do it right in NG Plus anyway. Like, sure, dude, I don't care. Like, I don't know. Again, it's not like the kind of thing where I think, like, oh, the game is ruined, this is hot trash, this is unplayable. Like, you know? Like, I don't think it's like, oh, this ruins the game, but I definitely think it lessens the game. I think it really lessens the experience in my eyes. Especially because, like, obviously this is, like, haha, Chaos says this. He plays video games for a living, and he plays games. He has plenty of time to play games, etc. I say that like I have infinite free time. I don't. I'm actually a pretty busy guy. But, like, oh, Chaos, the guy who plays a bunch of JRPGs, you can't afford to do an NG+. But I definitely know a lot of people who don't have time to play a 60-hour game and then play that same 60-hour game again. So, a lot of people, I think, will play this game, and they'll play it once, and then be like, alright, well, maybe I'll play it again in, like, 2 or 3 years or something, but I don't have time to play it again right now, because, like, Soul Hackers 2 just came out. I gotta go play Soul Hackers 2. Or I gotta go play Xenoblade Chronicles 3, etc. I got so many other, like, JRPGs to play. I just think it's really lame. I think it's really lame, to be real with you. I think that's a bad decision by the game developers, straight up. Even someone in chat said, I think instead of making it impossible, they should just make it really hard. Even that I agree with. Like, it's one thing to make it where, like, oh, you have to do, like, 5 steps perfectly right to save Ryo in the allotted time, compared to, nah, dog, no shot. No chance. You have no option whatsoever. I think that's really dumb. I also saw a couple of people saying visual novels do this kind of thing. I just think that's dumb. If that's the industry standard, which I've never heard of that being the industry standard for visual novels. I've heard visual novels, like, having multiple routes and multiple options. That's common. And some normal JRPGs have that as well. But usually there isn't like, hey, this one's locked off until you do an entire other NG Plus where you have to play through the entire game again. I just think that's really stupid. I think that's a really dumb decision, to be completely honest with you. This is going to be a nightmare to break up in a YouTube video, by the way.